Hi everyone, and welcome once again to TDL Live. A very special Memorial Day episode, May 26, 2008. Ryan Ritchie with you, and Adam Ford, and as always, we are actually live.
We're live. We don't have a newspaper to show it, but we're live.
You're just going to have to go by the flag.
That's right.
Yes. Thanks for joining us. Of course, we're here every Monday night, bringing the latest Apple news, rumors, and lifestyle. Imagine that here on the Digital Lifestyle. And last week, rave reviews about a new feature.
Yeah, we got some good feedback.
The fishbowl of news.
It's full tonight.
We'll be going to that shortly. On a personal tech note, I made the leap
Okay.
to HD.
Nice.
Made the leap to HD.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Can an Apple TV be far behind? Probably. Probably. Netflix also has their box now. Don't forget the Roku box, Roku box, the ROKU box.
It's awfully ugly.
It is ugly, but
It's not going to look good on your shelf. But it might get the job done.
It has a price to please.
Yeah.
I'm just going to head over off camera for a moment and close the divider between us and the next studio.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we wouldn't want any interference there.
Okay, there's something to chat about. Chatters, don't forget you can chat with us, TDL Live, via iChat or AOL Instant Messenger. Yes, the HD thing. So went with a Philips LCD TV.
Very nice.
Anxious to hook the computer up to it. Haven't done that yet. Only has HDMI connectors, so it's going to be the old DVI to HDMI. I have to tell you though, normal TV looks awful on an HD TV. I knew that going in, but it looks awful.
Yeah. It doesn't look great. It really doesn't.
Potato.
Potato, it's worth it.
Let's go to the bowl.
Let's go to the bowl. Do you want me to pick first?
Absolutely.
All right. Let's see what we got.
The show is randomly created as you watch it.
iTunes Store over Edge. What is this? What is this nonsense?
How do you feel about the iTunes Store? Well, how do you feel about doing things over Edge in general? I know you're a big fan.
Some things are more challenging than others.
Okay.
I think that the iTunes Store would be just a disaster. Just a disaster. You know how many people are going to be sending in emails of, oh, I didn't get my whole album, or one song of my whole album, or 10 seconds of my album? Well,
right now, iTunes Store over Edge is basically just a hack. As reported from our friends at iPhoneblog.de. That's not Denmark, by the way. It's a very American-centric view to think that the DE is Denmark.
That's why I thought that.
No, it's Germany. Oh. The Deutschland, I'm told. Is that true? That's true. Matt Girl says yes.
Cool.
So basically, they were able to create a simple, quote-unquote, hack to get the iTunes Store over Edge on the phone. Yeah. And basically, you wait. You set up your computer.
And a snack.
So you use the same IP address as the phone, and then it sends it to the phone, but it's...
This is terrible. Please don't do this, people.
Just get... they did it just to see, what the speed was.
No, I think that's cool. I can't imagine that they found out anything earth-shattering other than it being slow as all...
Heck.
Thank you.
That does appear to be the fact. By the way, don't forget, if you want to know more about any of the stories that we pull tonight, head over to the forums. We always have the show notes afterwards. Yeah. So you can do more research on your own. It's the footnotes.
It is. And just bear in mind that Apple's not going to help you out with any lost downloads or money you've spent on this stuff if you do decide to go this route. I can't imagine why you would, because it's just a horrible...
It's fun.
No, it's not. It's not fun waiting. Nobody likes to wait.
So do you play any of the iPhone games that are available just over...
Yes, I play Minesweeper.
Can't get enough of it at the PC office?
That and Hangman from time to time.
Okay. Do you go somewhere and see Clippy, the little paperclip from...
I don't see Clippy.
Minesweeper. Wow. It's a good game.
It's a good game when you're on the can.
Let's go to the bowl.
Come on.
Let's go to the bowl. The iPhone goes to the can, huh? I guess that's what we...
Well, everything goes to the can.
I understand. Okay. AT&T's ringtone A-list. Are you familiar with this one? You want me to tag me in on this?
Go. You're on a roll.
Very simple. Basically, AT&T now has what they call the ringtone A-list. Now, this is for those of you who want to know, hey, what ringtones are today's hip celebrities using on their phones.
And who's on this list? Who are their A-listers?
Well,
do you know that?
I can give you one.
Okay.
And Lauren Conrad, who you know her.
Yeah.
From The Hills. The MTV hit series The Hills.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, we go.
Scripted Hills.
We go way back.
So there you go. Who, by the way, Lauren Conrad enjoys, you know, I don't even know who these people are. I can't even say the names of these bands. That's how old I am now. Help me out here.
New Soul.
Well, I can say New Soul and Britney Spears.
I'm picking the ones that I can read too.
So if you want that kind of information, and by the way, don't forget, none of these ringtones are available on your iPhone.
Perfect. Moving on.
Moving on. Will they be available soon? Wait, hold on.
I got ahead of myself.
The iPhone. Well, I'm calling it the iPhone announcement, but I guess technically we're not allowed to say that because everyone has to pretend it's a surprise. But the Worldwide Developers Conference 08, where Steve Jobs will take the stage to talk about the state of developing for the Apple and other, for the Macintosh and other Apple platforms, wink wink, will occur June 9th at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Our coverage will begin at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, and we're going to have live video coverage. If you missed it during Macworld, it's a hoot.
It is a hoot. It's a good time.
So be sure, set your browsers. You don't have to go and refresh all those other pages to.
No, you sit back. You sit back. Wait for your Edge to download. We will take care of the rest.
Let our wrists do the clicking.
That's right.
We'll take care of that for you. And immediate commentary from the best team that does a live show related to Apple on a weekly basis at Mondays.
That's right.
Yeah. Crowd goes wild. Let's go into the bowl.
Is it okay now? I can go to the bowl?
You can go to the bowl.
I'm going to the bowl.
Don't forget TDL Live via iChat or AOL Instant Messenger to talk to us. You can talk to each other by hitting that chat button below the player if you're watching this at thedigitallife.tv.
It's having some technical difficulty. Possible 10-day interlude between 3G iPhone keynote and launch. That's pretty straightforward.
It is. You know, I would like to see the phone. I'd like to see Steve up there and say,
yep.
Here it is. Go get them. Release the hounds.
Available today.
Available today.
Available today.
But your sources are saying that might not be the case.
No, possible 10-day break between the announcement and the 3G availability. I'm not sure how they're really coming up with this, to be honest with you.
You have to remember that AT&T, I think we covered this a couple weeks ago, AT&T is kind of having a vacation blackout for their folks, which doesn't begin until June 15th.
Right.
So if he were to announce the phone, everybody would run to the AT&T store.
Yeah.
Everybody's on vacation.
Right.
So the fact that it's June 15th, some people are saying, well, take June 9th and add 10 days, and then they use my math to get June 18th as the possible launch day with 3 days of training before we go.
Yeah, it sounds reasonable to me.
I mean, anybody, we could just, why don't we each day this week do a blog entry? We'll be like, might come out 6 days after.
Might be
12 days.
No, I think that, you know, with all the inventory reports and everything else going on, it's pretty clear that it's the phone's not going to be too far away from the announcement. They really don't have channel inventory to support much longer than let's say 10 days. So I think that's more practical than the vacation blackout sort of thing. Although obviously you need to have people in the store to be able to handle traffic. I mean that's a no-brainer.
Sure.
You know, the question is whether or not Apple's putting the same policy into effect. I haven't read anything about that, but what makes their stores any different than an AT&T store? So it's kind of odd that we're only seeing, you know, one half of the distribution fold. But
then again, I mean, Apple generally in the retail segment, Apple has enough people and enough people who want to work on these launch days. You know, it's more like, oh, I really wanted to work on the launch day, whereas AT&T, people are like, it's just another phone, I'm going to Bermuda.
Yeah, no, of course, the climate is definitely different, but I think that from a policy standpoint, you have to make sure that you're prepared, and unless you say things like that, you could run into a scenario at a store where, we're all on vacation because it's the summer, and I don't know, we're going to the shore, whatever.
There's a sign up.
Yeah.
Went to the shore.
Gone to the shore.
Be prepared. Were you ever a Boy Scout? That's what I'm
No.
No? Neither was I.
Okay.
Wee below. Cub Scout and wee below. That's the. I guess say it's just a little below. They call it wee.
Oh.
I think that's why they called it that. I hope so. Who's up, Matt Girl? Who's the puller? I'm the puller?
You're the puller.
All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. By the way, we are live. Those of you joining us on Mogulus who are like, well, it says live, but it can't possibly be live.
We're live.
We're live.
We are.
Okay, Sony, this is going to be a quickie. Sony has added some shows to the UK iTunes store, and Fox Classics may follow.
Which we can't
access here in the US. Those
Perfect.
in the UK, be sure to check that out. And but the thing that's really important about this, to all the places where Apple sells video, first of all, it's an expansion of video, so they're still trying, giving it the college try.
Mm-hmm.
But secondly, these shows are priced at different price points. Mm-hmm. So is it the end of the whole single pricing unit model for?
Well, we've seen the deviation from that model with HBO now. So.
In the UK, by the way, the Sony shows that have been added include News Radio, the Larry Sanders Show, Jackie Chan Adventures, JCA, always enjoy the JCA.
I hear News Radio is really good in video.
And the animated Spider-Man series.
Oh, very good. Moving on.
Moving on. Let's pull a winner. Let's pull a winner. Oh, yes.
Apple Store Sydney soon.
Apple Store Sydney soon.
Sydney soon. All you Sydney Sooners out there. That's not the name of the store. That's a location. So we're talking about Australia, folks. We're talking about Australia.
Nice. I like how you break it down, small parts.
Yeah, because, I mean, Sydney's a person's name.
That's
and
true.
They're not naming stores after people yet, but locations. So.
And just a point for those of you who watch us in Australia, if you're headed to the grand opening, date has not been set yet. There are some teaser billboards out.
Okay.
We would love to hear from you. We'd like to get some live video from the
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
So if you're watching in Australia, or even if you're headed there on vacation, let us know.
Or if anybody wants to send us to Australia, we'd be more than happy to cover that, live for you.
Absolutely.
No problem.
Who wouldn't want to stand outside the store with their computer on vacation and send us live video? I think it's a win-win, really.
I think so too.
Who's pulling?
So too. You're pulling. You're
All right,
up.
Here we go.
You're up. Oh my goodness! Look at that thing.
Uh-oh, what do we got here? Lots of words in small print. Let me break it down. Okay. Imagine it's 2013. 2013, if you prefer.
2013.
No flying cars.
No.
Xbox 720 is out.
Gas prices are.
Yeah, nobody has.
I don't even want to think about it. No.
I mean, it's just Mad Max, and people.
I can't imagine that I won't have gas.
People are going around. People are going around, trying to get the gas, and they're like, I remember when we just loved our little electronics and left the windows open and the air conditioning on.
What?
It's a commentary, but anyhow, if that seems absurd, sir, let me.
That did sound absurd. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Apple will dominate households by 2013, according to some analysts. Now, you might be thinking, well, gosh, they already have MP3 players covered, a large segment of computer sales. The iPhone's tearing it up. How are they going to do it?
I cannot imagine. I think maybe my take is the Apple Grill. And I'm not talking all you rappers out there with your grills. I'm talking the new George Foreman. It'll take the George Foreman where it's never been before, and it'll be in the shape of an apple. And
I understand it will require proprietary burgers.
It will, proprietary.
They'll be in the shape of an apple, and you put them on there, and no one else can eat them. You have to.
And the grill marks come out perfect.
Perfect. But actually, according to the good analysts at Forrester Research, the secret to winning over the house? Clock radios.
No. Stop.
Clock radios. So look out. If you've got stock in the makers of iHome.
Yeah, I was going to say, watch out, iHome.
You might want to think twice. Again, analysts who make far more money than us predict that it will indeed be clock radios.
Okay.
That will be part of 8 key products that will push Apple into the home.
I find that
Perhaps
very hard to believe.
Perhaps a toaster.
I find it very hard to believe.
Hey, that's what the analysts say. I don't know. Don't forget, live coverage coming up June 9th, starting at noon, of WWDC.
Yep.
Live, just like we're live now. Imagine this, except we're sitting down. There's 3 of us.
Yep. We'll probably have some very exciting announcements. We might be eating some snacks, drinking some beverages.
Right on camera, even.
Yep, telling you what's going on. It'll be good stuff.
Sacrificing our iPhones if any new apps are available. Or
we will download them and wreck our devices before you have to subject yourself to that.
Absolutely. So. All right, so there you go, and we'll do the same when the clock radios are announced.
Yeah.
One other quick thing. This might be in the bowl, and if it is, I apologize. The tablet rumor is out there.
It is, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do we care?
No, I personally don't care because I would never have a tablet.
Okay.
I don't think that their lineup is desperately missing something. I mean, especially now since they have the MacBook Air, it's nowhere near tablet-like, but it certainly is the most portable of portables.
Sure.
So. I don't know. Does anybody care about a tablet? Who uses a tablet? I mean,
well,
what, doctors maybe?
No, not really. But that's what they show you in the commercials.
Yeah, because that's the only thing you can think of when you think of tablet. Who the heck else uses them? Maybe people trading stock on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. They're using tablet. They're using a tablet. Something I've seen, but like, what? No, this is. Moving on.
Speaking of the MacBook Air, it's a cool device. It's not without some shortcomings, though.
Sure.
Do you think it's too early to see a revision?
Yes.
Go to the bowl.
Go into the bowl.
We won't see a faster processor, maybe more USB ports, Ethernet.
No, I think we'll get the graph, the up and to the right graph of sales
showing that more have been sold.
Oh yeah, the public is just ecstatic about this product.
What do you got there?
The Apple Core.
Ah, there we go.
The Apple Core. Apple releasing Mac tablet this fall.
We just covered
Can I pick another one?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. Absolutely. I don't want to be greedy, but
no, everyone's a winner. You don't go home until you get a winner.
All right.
It's like a card.
Okay. Crooked Apple employees that stole 330 iPhones surrendered to police.
There were a couple of people involved, and the one that tried to run away.
The one that tried to run away, Mr. Garand?
Allegedly tried to run away. I'm getting the lawyer buzz in the ear.
Yep, allegedly.
According to sources.
Yep.
Tried to get away. He was fighting extradition from his home state of, let's say Maine, Massachusetts, Maine.
Yeah, Massachusetts. Massachusetts.
This is a Maine state.
Yeah. One of the ones up there.
Turning himself over, and good, great. That was a quick.
Yeah, and moral of the story, kids, don't steal at all, whether it be from Apple or from anybody else, because nobody likes that.
And don't steal in large quantity.
I mean, that's just absurd. 330. No one's going to notice that. I mean, like what?
Go. I don't know. Steal a. Well, I'm not good.
I mean, how do you figure that works though? You think like they're in boxes that are like, I don't know, yay long, and they're just packs of 10 or 20 or something like that. You just put them in your backpack.
You just throw
them right in there. I mean, because that's a lot of dedication. 330. When you think about like the scale of 330 iPhones, I mean, the box itself is like I guess like that big maybe.
I had heard at one store what had happened was that there was apparently a corporate sale of like, I don't know, 50, whatever a case of iPod Shuffles happened to be. And the person just kept taking out the case, like they were taking it to that person. Did that like 4 or 5 times. Hey, I'm taking this case out to the car of that corporate guy. And then say, hey, I'm taking this case out. Yeah.
And they were just doing that with iPhones.
Apparently, maybe that's what they did. But I wouldn't do that.
330, that's a lot.
These are hot items, of course.
Yeah.
And look for the blog entry this week. I was in Macy's. Obviously, I guess I'm behind on this. I'm not a Macy's kind of guy. But they have the iPod vending machines in Macy's.
They do. Yep.
And you think it's mainly for loss prevention purposes? Or do you think it's just to look cool and hip?
No, I think it's a convenience thing. You get a lot of shelf space, if you will. That's manning itself. You know, everybody knows what an iPod is these days. I don't think you really have to do a whole lot of education, and that, you know, be it in the store or anywhere else, to explain to people what it's a commodity now. So you can just put your credit card in the machine, you know, press your G7, and instead of a refreshing cola, you get a new iPod.
If it gets stuck, you have to buy another one. And hope they both come down.
Right. So you don't have to. Now you don't have to, because I can shake it. So you don't have to pay somebody to talk about these things. You don't have to worry about it going anywhere because it's locked up inside of this giant, massive machine. Where I guess somebody, if you're really dedicated enough to steal 330 iPhones, you might be looking into how to get this machine out of the store. So I suppose it is. Yeah, they're big. I mean, I suppose it's a possibility, but I think that it's a win for. I'm sure Macy's gets some kind of, you know, revenue from whatever's sold through that machine, and it's you know, maybe taking up space near a door where they wouldn't have anything else because people could, you know, snatch and run or something like that. So.
We'll cover it all in a blog entry a little bit later this week. Also this week, look for the blog entry. Our very own Mac Girl took advantage of the iPod recycling program.
Oh, cool.
This is the deal where if you go into an Apple store with an old iPod, turn it in, surrender, as it were, for recycling, you get 10% off a new iPod provided you buy it that day. You remember a few weeks ago here on the show, and if you missed it, folks, you can check all the old shows out over on our shows page, that I had that counterfeit iPod Nano.
Yes.
I was thinking we should have tried to take that in.
They would never have gotten by. You would have been
take it in and then if I just gave them a dumb, well, what? What's the problem?
The Apple police would have arrested you.
I don't know. It's 10%. What's 10% to them?
Well, 10% of nothing is...
So Macro, we'll talk about it in the blog. Macro, did they take your serial number down? See, that's probably where it would all come crashing down.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Let's go back to that bowl. There's more news in there.
I think you're up.
I hope it's lawsuit of the week. We're due for lawsuit of the week. Boom.
Bingo. Boom. Look at you.
Lawsuit of the week. People are saying the show is fixed. To which I say, well, what are you going to do about it? So, this week, it's Mighty Mouse.
Yeah.
Apple's Mighty Mouse. Apple thought they were doing the right thing. And I did not know this previously, they actually purchased the rights from CBS, who had the rights to Mighty Mouse, the old cartoon, and decided we have this mouse, we're going to call it Mighty Mouse. Oh, no, you're not, says Man and Machine Incorporated.
Yep.
They are calling them out for a violation of trademark. Man and Machine, they make waterproof mice and keyboards.
Yeah, I think it's mostly medical device related.
It's not. You probably look around your room. Do you have something from Man and Machine Inc.? I don't. You're right, is what I'm saying.
Right.
It's not a consumer product. As usual, I didn't finish my thought.
Yeah, it was like, well, I'm pretty sure it is.
So, you know, if you're in an operation, let's say, and the doctor says, "Nurse, I need a Mighty Mouse."
Yeah. I
guess the concern is that they will go to the Apple store and come back with an Apple Mighty Mouse instead of a waterproof, bloodproof Mighty Mouse. This is, it's the same, it's a tough one, it's the same device-ish.
Is anybody confused about it, though? I think that's my sticking point. Is anybody confused about the Man and Machine version of the Mighty Mouse? Is that like...
But is it fair, let's say you were doing a Google search, and you wanted to find the Man and Machine...
But might I be... Well, am I going to be searching for Mighty Mouse, or am I going to be searching for... medical mouse or medical computer equipment or medical peripheral, or what am I going to be searching for? Am I going to be searching for that? And then once I find it, after looking at it and realizing it's from a consumer company and it looks like a consumer device, am I still going to be confused that this is really what I'm looking for? So, my take on it.
My take on it? Go to the bowl. By the way, if you want to know more about this story, Becca has the blog entry for Lawsuit of the Week all about it. You can check it out.
Yep.
And just to go back earlier to the story about the analysts saying clock radios were the wave.
That's something else.
That Apple needed to catch. Vince in the chat room pointing out that same report also mentioned digital photo frames.
Yeah, digital photo frames. Well, I think the computer's the new digital. I mean, like the Apple TV on the TV is the new digital photo frame.
And if you want to take them with you on the iPhone, let's go to the bowl. We're
going to the bowl.
Close to OT here.
Oh my. Okay. Let's keep it moving. Apple's Airport grabs 10.6% share of 802.11n Wi-Fi market.
Very nice.
Going to the bowl.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Now hold on. Okay. Now time out.
I thought that was enough.
No.
Apparently not.
The thing I find interesting about this is that Apple's share of the U.S. PC market is 6 to 8%.
I thought we're up to 14.
Well, that depends on who you go by. But according to our friends over at Roughly Drafted, in the U.S., 6 to 8%.
All right.
6 to 8, not 68. However, 10.6% of Wi-Fi. Now, if those numbers are true, then that
of N
You know
Wi-Fi.
what? I can leave.
Please don't. What did you know? What did you know?
I'm getting all upset for no apparent reason.
Finish your thought.
802.11n, 10.6%. You're right. You're right. It's 802.11n. Last year, it says Apple noted on its website that Airport Extreme was ranked by NPD as the top-selling 802.11n router. Apple no longer advertises that, but according to reports, Airport Extreme has been the top-selling 802.11 router for 5 of the last 9 months. Now, see, what if we just moved on?
Well, for five of the last 9 months, you couldn't buy anything for an Apple base station that wasn't N. Because they phased out G.
That's true.
So
That's a good point.
they're stacking the deck. You can't buy the old version anymore. So
that's true. Who's up? I'm up. I'm told I'm up.
Yeah, you're up because I just discarded that.
All right, and you were right to do that. I kept it around, and there was no need for that. Okay, solar-powered LCDs.
Yeah.
So Apple going on their patent frenzy. Someone thought, you know, it'd be pretty cool if we had solar panels behind the LCD.
And see, here's my thing. Isn't it bad? Haven't we been told, educated to not leave electronics in the sun? You know, particularly displays or things with displays, because that totally jacks everything up.
Correct.
Yeah.
Plus, I think the power.
That's all I have to say then.
The power gained would be minimal, I would believe, compared to how much power is required for, let's say.
Yeah, you're better off with like a hand crank, I think.
Look out, they'll patent that next.
Yeah.
But the way they have it set up, basically, you would have the glass of the display, the LCD layer, and then solar cells.
Yeah.
Well, heck, I mean, they would pick up light off the LCD. Whoa.
I guess, I mean, it depends on what the case is for it. Is the case for like, you know, when you're sitting at your desk, you know, just like your solar powered calculator that powers itself without necessarily being in sunlight, that it's going to, you know, extend your battery life, then I'm with you if that's gonna work. If the contention is, you know, leave your laptop in the backyard for a while, let it charge, and then bring it back in, then completely ridiculous.
Well, and it's kind of a ridiculous patent because the solar cell technology is nowhere near the point where it would be efficient enough to give you any kind of appreciable power for the amount of power any of these devices use at this point.
Yeah.
So it's just keeping the patent office busy. All right, it's your turn. Let's go.
Back to the bowl.
By the way, we are live. As I should mention, we will be June 9th during the WWDC. Don't forget to join us beginning at 12 noon. Or noon, that's redundant, by the way. Oh, somewhere my 10th grade English teacher is, 12 and noon, it's the same thing. Noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific.
Yep.
I always do the little trip.
You're good.
9 a.m. Pacific on June 9th, live video coverage. And hopefully some of the first video of the new iPhone is available. Okay, let's go to the bowl. What do you got?
Retraction, restatement. iSEPTA. So we were talking about iSEPTA, the Southeastern Pennsylvania Transit Authority. Who does all the public transportation in the Philadelphia area. They have, they do not have a, correction for the correction. Yes. They did not put out the web application.
The iSEPTA.
Yeah, the iSEPTA web application. So we're noting that they didn't put that out. Some other folks did.
And we're going to have a talk with them. We're looking forward to a video interview this week with the gentleman who put together iSEPTA. I had a chance to use it, actually, and it's really cool. It came in very handy, and even over Edge, snappy.
Snappy. There you go.
It's as snappy as Safari after a software update.
There you go.
AT&T 3G update, yes.
Next.
They are updating to 3G across the network.
San Francisco's BART in talks for full Wi-Fi rollout. Now again, this could be confusing. BART is not a person. BART is Bay Area Rapid Transit. So if you live in the San Francisco area, you know that. If you don't, you might not. But BART's basically, it's San Francisco's version of SEPTA. They run to the airport and everywhere else. Some above ground, some underground.
And at the risk of upsetting them, I would say BART is where you don't want to be when there's an earthquake.
I imagine not.
Okay. Oh, now they're upset at us. Anyhow, it's Wi-Fi rollout with BART. Now.
Yeah.
Don't!
What?
Nothing.
Oh, God, that was terrible.
What? But what's the point? I mean, if we've got 3G coming...
The point is that, you're going to have Wi-Fi speeds on your commute, and as, things like gas prices and things like that rise, and people may be, thinking about public transportation more, there's potentially more people flocking to that.
Nice.
So the one thing that I don't like about this is that they're pushing for the rail riders to subscribe to it. And so you not only have your cost of, and I guess if you ride BART every day, then okay, fine, grabbing a subscription, probably not a big deal, give you something to do while you're on it. You're going to be on it anyway, so it's a little added expense, but hey, you can surf while you're riding, as if you don't do enough surfing during the day otherwise. But it's going to be, so it wouldn't cost BART anything to roll out. It would be paid subscription and then also advertising supported.
So I think what's really cool about this for us is we could actually do the show live from BART if we wanted to. What do you think? Yeah?
I think that would be fun. I'd probably be nauseous because I don't do motion very well.
Okay.
I can't read, and so you'd have to read everything, and I could talk. So
you could go to the cafe car.
Okay, yeah, I've yet to see that on BART, but that might be a nice addition.
Nice addition.
Yeah.
Do they have restrooms?
Sure.
Okay. SEPTA does not. I'd just like to point that out to you. You don't know now, do you? You're
now
not so
I'm questioning that.
We'll look into that.
I don't think so, actually. No, I take that back.
That'll be our correction for next week.
Okay.
All right, fair enough. Thanks for watching. We will be live again next week. However, we won't be on the Bay Area Rapid Transit system.
No, we won't.
We'll see you then. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.